Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video, the series in which we take a look at a brand new game that's just come out and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we're looking at Bassmaster Fishing2022, which is by Dovetail Games. This is a sport simulation fishing game and it's pretty alright. There are one or two issues that I've got with it, but overall this game is pretty damn good. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the options, then we'll look at the customization in the game, and then we'll look at the actual gameplay itself. So sit down, buckle in, and get ready to be fished off. Options as they go, this isn't too bad. You've got your game options here, which you would find in most simulation type games. Your units, your casting method, your HUD settings, tension FX, and all that stuff. It's all there, it's nicely laid out, and it's pretty damn good. The one qualm I've got with this options menu overall is how finicky the controls are with mouse, and especially if you use a gamepad. It kind of jumps and it can be quite difficult to change anything because it will jump options and then you'll change something that you didn't actually mean to be changed. But other than that, what it's got to offer is okay. It's functional. You've got your screen resolution, your window mode, all your effects here. They do start on ultra, like the auto detection is pretty good as well. Your screen percentage, the max FPS, and then your volume settings at the bottom. Your controls, it shows you the keyboard here. It doesn't show you the mouse, which is a bit odd. But in game, it all comes up and shows you what buttons to press anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. But it would be nice to see if you can switch to a keyboard, a gamepad here to see how it works. And you can even get an online manual as well if you scan the QR code, which I think is pretty neat. And it'd be nice if more games had this, so you could look and feel a bit more old school. Do you remember when games used to come with manuals? That used to be a nice time. They don't really do that anymore, so I like the QR code. It's a nice touch. And then your credits at the end as well. That's the options. Let's jump into the game. As with any great competition simulator or sports simulator, if you like, you get to customize your character and your loadout, including the boat and the tackle. Now, the character customization, in my opinion, could be a little bit better. So you can choose your avatar, and if you choose any of the actual people in the game, obviously you can't then customize the way they look. Actually, you can. That's really weird. So when I was doing this earlier, when I selected certain avatars, it wouldn't let me change their appearance outside of that. All this was grayed out. It wasn't until I chose my avatar, you know, I chose one of the people down here, that it would then unlock the rest of it. But now apparently you can choose somebody as a base and then change them as you so desire, which is interesting. What is a bit odd is it seems to, if you're using a predetermined model, doesn't actually get rid of the original sort of look. So if we take the hat off, if we remove the hat, or not, no, I'm not allowed to remove the hat. Right, customization is weird. So you choose an avatar, right? And then if you want to mess around with it, with the hair or whatever, you can do that, but it keeps the hat on and the hair. That's not great. I don't like that. Like, again, before you couldn't even do this. It wouldn't let me change anything about a registered player, which makes sense. But now I can, but it doesn't remove features. This needs fixing. This is balked. I wonder if it does it. No, there is no change to clothing available. I can change the eye ground, but I can't change anything else. I can give him a scarf, but again, it costs you in-game money, of which I've got like a bit of it apparently, but it doesn't cover the face entirely. It clips through. What is happening with this game? So I can't change his clothing at all, but I can change his hair, sort of, and I can give him a really bad scarf if I want to. I was going to praise it quite a lot, actually, about how the customization is, except for the fact that you can't add facial hair on any of them. If you choose your own avatar completely, there is no facial hair here, and there is no option to add it. But they clearly do facial hair because they've got characters with facial hair. So that needs adding in, because I end up going with this guy, right? If you choose your own avatar, you get to choose what they look like. Also, they stand really weird. They don't stand anyway. They just kind of stand there, and naturally they've all got this podge, which I'm completely okay with, right? I'm completely okay with. Like, even if you go thin, they've still got a really weird body shape and it sticks out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it now. Now that you can, now it's letting me change different people, but then I can do weird stuff with them like that and just make them look really odd. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, guys. It needs fixing. Either let me change them completely, let me change their outfit and just use them as a base, or not at all. Then you've got your... Moving on, you've got your loadouts. Now, again, everything can be bought with in-game money. But look at this. So you can change your tackle. You've got your shop, and it will show you how much each item is and what it's used to catch. Because different tournaments will capture different type of fish, which is nice. And from the look of it, there is a lot of fish to catch in the game. I do like the fact that it gives you a bit of a description on each of these as well, and you can go by price or size or whatever. You can filter it as you so desire. Then you've got your line. Obviously, you can get better line and, you know, different types of line for different things. So you can get heavier line and stuff, which is obviously going to be good. And I've only played one tournament, which I won, and I've got a fair amount of money to spend on that. Then you've got your favorite white bird spinning. I like how they're all favorite. I like how they're all named favorite. And again, these cost different money, and you can sort your load out, and it will help you for what sort of fish you're after and how to upgrade. And then your spinning, your hook, the hook itself, I do believe is what this is. And again, all in-game money, lots to choose from, lots of customization available. This is good. I like this. You've then got 4 loadouts. I don't know if you can add more. Yeah, you can. You can add as many loadouts as you like. Look, just carry on going down. And you can actually change this in-game. So you can make many different customizations that you can then fit on your boat. And speaking of boat, you can also customize that as well. So these are expensive though. So this is the boat you come with. It has 55 mile an hour and 15 slots. Then you've got this one with 25, 20, 25, 25, and 25. And this is the fastest boat, 75. You can unlock different paints as well. I don't know how you unlock those paints, but you get all the branded on them and stuff, which is kind of cool. This one's got some unlocked. And this is what I mean about the mouse being it's a bit finicky. You go on one thing, you try and go on another, you flick it and you're done. So there's a decent amount of customization for your character, which is nice. But what's the game actually play like? Let's go in and find out. Okay, we're in the game. We are doing the career mode. I'm happy to report there are lots of different game modes for you to do. You've got quick play, you've got online play, you've got tournaments, you've got career mode, and you've got just like free play, bugger around and see what happens. The voice acting in the game isn't bad. The voice actor isn't the problem. It's the really bad and weird echo that you get around that. It kind of feels a little lackluster and like it was done on a budget, which is a shame because the rest of the game, as you can see, looks absolutely phenomenal. The water effects are great. The lighting's fantastic. The weather effects are really good as well. The tutorial itself isn't bad. It's certainly not the worst tutorial I've ever seen, although it does leave out one key factor. And it almost ruined the game for me until I worked out how to do it. And it tells you that you've got to hand in at the end, but it doesn't tell you how. And that's a big problem because it doesn't actually come up in game either. So as you can see in the top right hand corner, I've got 30 minutes to go ahead and fish. I've got a scanner on my boat which I can change with the B button on my mouse to either get rid of it completely or see where I'm going. And your scanner basically shows you where your fish are. Now I do believe we're going after bass, but I could be wrong, or bass. And you've basically got to find a good spot and then you hook up and start fishing. Now, the problem I've got is that to end it or hand in, you've got to go up to a dock, stop, and then press your X button like you would do this. But it doesn't show you that's what you're about to do. It just comes up as normal with the get on the deck. So it took me a while to figure that out, and that's a problem. Like, it doesn't show you where you've got to hold in, so I'm assuming anywhere with a docking port is where you go. But a little bit more clarity or something in the tutorial when you end, just to say this is what you do, press this button as you were getting on the deck, or something to show you. But it doesn't. On the tutorial, it just takes you to the end. It says you've got a hand in here, and then that's it. That's all it does. It ends. You don't actually have to physically end it like you would in a tournament. And I was actually ended up late because I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know if I was going to the wrong dock, or, you know, there was no indication that, oh, you've got to press this button here like there is with everything else. The symbol didn't change. It was the exact same. And for a lot of people, that could be very confusing. It sure hell was for me. That out the way, the fishing itself isn't bad. It's pretty damn good. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm on simple mode because I'm simple, but you can put it onto a more challenging mode where you've got full control of your rig. You can move where you're going to aim your lure and stuff. You've got a lot more control, but it's obviously a lot more difficult. On simple mode though, it is perfectly serviceable and works pretty well. You have to reel the lure in and try and basically bring the fish in as you go and try and catch them and lure them in. And then when you actually catch a fish, you have to do what I'm about to do. You've got to strike it and then reel it in, moving your line so as not to break it, and try and pull your fish. Now you can grab it early, as so described, and it will show you the fish that you've got. Now if it's not one you're after, you will throw it back. If it is one you're after, it will show your weight and how large it is, and then you will see on the leaderboard where I am. So the person in first at the minute has got 10 pounds 5 ounces of fish. I'm on a rather pathetic 1 pound and 6 ounce. But again, it is quite therapeutic. It is. I'm okay with it. It's fun. And if you get a good area with a lot of fish, you actually catch quite a few fish quite quickly, and it feels rewarding. And again, it looks incredible. The game looks absolutely phenomenal. Again, a 1 pounder, but it's all good. We're in a good area. I'm going to stay here until the end, and I'm going to fish lots of fish, and it's going to be great. I think if they can sort the tutorial out, and if they can maybe tidy up the voice acting, reduce like the... It feels like they're in a very echoey studio. And if they could sort that out with a bit of editing, it wouldn't take a lot. This game could be on par with other more well-known titles that deal with simulation sports. So I wouldn't say sports exactly, but I would put it on par with Farming Sim, right? That's the closest sort of game I would sort of compare it to, outside of other fishing titles, because I've not really played many fishing titles, but this to me is a simulation sports game, right? It's not the same as EA, it's completely different to a lot of EA titles, but it reminds me a lot of Farming Sim in that you've got your character customization, which is fairly simple, and then the meat of the game is very fun, and it's sort of repetitive, but not repetitive. And you've got your own challenges that you've got to do, and you've got to upkeep, and you can change out your gear and stuff during game, and you've got to win the competitions, and it's good if that's what you're after. Overall, Very, very impressed. I love the water effects. I like the fact that each fish looks different. You know, it's not just same and generic sort of pictures of the fish, if you like. It's good, and I'm happy with it. Those two changes, namely the tutorial and the voice acting, and the god-awful character customization where it seems to be glitched but not glitched, and you got a top class game, and I would very happily recommend this to anybody, whether you're a novice with fishing or not. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the end of this video, guys, and I shall see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao, ciao.